Hi, my stamping friends. It's Diane Evans with stampingwithdiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the interior of British Columbia. So if this is your first time joining me and you're joining me on YouTube, make sure that you do subscribe. Hit that bell and you'll get notified immediately as soon as I upload a new video. So if you're also joining me on Facebook, if you haven't given permission for StreamYard, if you're off my Facebook group, I will not know who you are when you're commenting, and I'd love to know who you are. Or if you are joining me through my page, I do see who it is when you're joining me. So welcome to my Now What, right? This is every Thursday night. It's Now What. So what are we going to do? Oh my goodness, Vicki, you made it. I just first, before I forget anything, to all my stamping friends in the United States, happy Thanksgiving. I see that Vicki's here, and guess what? She's already finished her Thanksgiving dinner. So in any event, I hope that you're going to enjoy what I'm doing tonight. Tonight is we are going to do hello. So tonight with Now What, it's going to be on the Eden's Garden cotton paper. So let's just go down there right away and then we'll find out exactly what we're dealing with. So you know that Eden's Garden, this the bundle itself is available and it will be available in the new J to J mini catalog. But the designer series paper, which is this beautiful paper right here, and the cotton paper and these gems are only available while quantities last. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. So, but tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to play with this cotton paper. Now, this paper, I could show you how to make beautiful bows that you could make and that sort of stuff. This paper curls like you wouldn't believe. You just have to take it, and it's just like that paper that um or it's just like that ribbon that you can curl the paper, and it's just fantastic if that's what you want to do with it. But today what we're going to do is we're going to do a card technique with it. And it's a technique actually I'd done quite a few years ago, and I'll explain what that actually is. But the cotton paper, you get 10 sheets, and it comes in the soft succulent and the evening evergreen. Now, I tried doing this technique with the soft succulent, and it didn't quite work right. It was better to work with the evening evergreen. Now, there's a shiny side to it, and there's a dull side to it. I used the doll side tonight. And the reason being for that is the ink stuck better. If you're going to use a darker ink, it works really good on the soft succulent, but we're going to emboss. Of course, we're going to emboss, right? So we're going to use this paper. And the stamp set that we're going to use is Bamboo Beauty. This stamp, as soon as I saw this cotton paper, I knew I was going to do a stamp or a card using this Bamboo Beauty. It's a simple card. Really, it is a simple card, and this is a simple technique. This technique used to do years ago, and it was called Faux Silk technique. And that's where you would use tissue paper. Now, this cotton paper is a little bit heavier than the tissue paper and doesn't quite have the same characteristics as the tissue, but it is on the lighter side, and it kind of feels like it on the rough side there. All right, so we're going to use that. I'm going to definitely need my silicone mat. So let's just bring in, and yes, I've gone back to my evening evergreen. I love this paper. I love this color. I think we're very, very fortunate that they did come out with this type of paper. Like I say, it's so pretty. So I've got some of my card stock already cut. So I've got my card base. It's 5.5 by 8.5, and it's scored at 4.25. So I'm just going to go in and I'll use my bone folder and get a really good crease on that. I have a piece of Very Vanilla. It's going to go on the inside, and it happens to be 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And then I have this piece of the cotton paper is cut at, I believe it's 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And I have another piece of basic white, and it's cut just a tiny bit smaller than that. And you'll see why I need that in a bit. I also have some gold, foil that I actually cut out, and I'll just show you. I cut out with my my stitched rectangles, and I wanted it to be as a frame. And instead of using all that gold foil, cut it out with the stitched rectangles, and then you can get, it'll go further, your gold foil. You only get 2 sheets per package. So, all right. So this is, like I say, this is the cotton paper. I am going to do some embossing on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come in with my embossing buddy. Remember, you can make your own embossing buddy by, I would go into a dollar store or Dollar Tree, get yourself a pair of infant socks, put the 2 of them together, put some cornstarch in, and voila, you've got some an embossing buddy. Bit of a pain to sew it up, but it will work just fine. All right, so I have my stamps already put on here. So I'm just going to go and I'm going to ink it up with Versamark. And like I say, we're going to do some embossing with this. Now, trust me, you can't even see this on this paper. So I'm just going to put it off to the side. I kind of know where it's going. And like I say, if I move it, I can kind of see where I've got it, but it really doesn't show. And then I've got these 2 fronds here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put those on there. And I'm kind of doing this blind because, like I say, I can't really see it. So I'm just going to put that off there. I kind of know where I've got things. And then I'm just going to put this one off here. I'm hoping it turns out okay. Then also on the stamp set are the symbols that are down here. So I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm just going to stamp one there, and one down here. And like I say, I can't see where I've stamped that until I go and I put my embossing powder on it. Now, this is really flimsy and it's very staticky paper. So I would suggest that you use a piece of paper, and I'm going to actually lift this paper up when I go ahead and do it. Now, normally I would dump or I would dip my cardstock in, but I can't do that with this paper because it is so flimsy and it is so staticky. So I'm just coming in with piece of paper. I'm just going to go ahead and just put that onto here. I'm sure I've got it covered in every spot. And then let's just dump that off. Oh, it's not too bad where I did it. Wow. This one could have been over a little bit, but like I say, I was stamping blinds. So now I want to check to make sure that I have no halos on any of that stuff. So you can kind of see it. Yeah, this one would have been a little bit better if it was stamped in a different spot. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come in with my heat tool and I'm going to emboss this. Like I say, this is quite a quick technique. It's very easy to do. You could do this. If I use the soft succulent, I could have used a darker color. I actually did use the soft succulent. Oh, I do have halos. See, I didn't even see those. But you know what? You're not really going to notice this on this technique. But even like this, it looks really, to me, it looks very stunning. So just like that is how this is. But because it's cotton paper, I can turn around and I can do something else. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make sure that that's good and dry. And I'm coming in with my embossing or my silicone mat. That's right. Now, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to scrunch this up. Now, when I was trying this, I tried, spraying it with alcohol, with like an alcohol in a spritzer thing. I tried spraying it with water, and it didn't quite, it didn't give me the technique I wanted. If this was tissue paper, it would have crinkled up a lot more, but it's going to work out okay. And this is, like I say, it's kind of like a faux silk. So I have this piece of cardstock. We're going to end up trimming it anyways. I don't know if it's kind of, All right. So now I'm just going to come in with my liquid glue. And this is why we're using a silicone mat. And I really don't mind if it oozes out because I'm going to actually trim this afterwards. I'm going to trim it down. So let's see. So all I'm going to do now is just take this and we're just going to put this onto here. And like I say, this is just to give me a bit of a guideline. It doesn't matter to me that it goes right to the edges. I want this to be crinkled on this piece of cardstock. And then I can also go in with a bone folder, and I've got glue all over me. Oh no, you want to. This paper you definitely want to scrunch up. All right, so we're just going to like that. Now what I want to do is I want to make sure that this paper, and what you can do, even you can sit there and you can scrunch that up even more. But it does, it looks really, really. I'm going to go put some glue underneath here as well. But like I say, this is how you get this effect in this faux silk thing. So now I've got my trimmer, and I want to make sure that I'm inside these lines. So I wrote out how, no, I didn't. I'll just grab a piece or a ruler, and in between this frame, I want this paper to be 3 9/16. So I'm just going to write that down so I remember it. And then I want this frame to be 4 15/16. So that's what I'm going to trim this paper down to. So it's good on that side. So we're going to go 3 9/16. Just one. Whoops, that's not right. Not right at all. So that's going to be 3 13/16. 8, 12, 13/16. And we'll just take that part out. And then this is going to be, I'm going to measure again. Measure twice, measure 3 times, right? 4 15/16. There we go. But you want it to be bigger so that you can at least cut it down so that it's going to be even onto your cards, onto that frame. Now I might want to turn around and just give a bit more glue in here. And I'm just going to put this down onto the silicone mat. And like I say, you can scrunch that up more. It's all good. All right. Now what we can do is we can turn around and we can just layer this right onto. See, and that's a little bit too big. So much for my measuring, right? Okay, so that is 3 9/16. So I'll have to go and cut that. If I had gone ahead and cut this out and then tried to measure it, trust me, it wouldn't have worked very well. 3 and I said 9/16, right? Ooh, I'm scared to cut this. Oh, well, let's cut it. It's done now. All right, so let's go back onto here. So this is just going to layer right onto there like that. So I'm just going to take a very, very thin bead of, whoops, and see this is a little uneven here. So I'm just going to curl that over. Here we go. You know, you really have to, it's interesting. Like I say, the technique of faux silk is done with tissue paper, done exactly the same as this. And, you know, it's funny because I had done it with an Asian sort of flair. And, of course, I had to pick this stamp set because it has the Asian flair to it as well. To me, with the silk. And silk being the type of fabric that it creases so badly. And that's what it was. So, Kathy, you gasped too. That's funny. All right. So let's just bring that like that. Now, while I'm waiting for that to just sort of dry a little bit, I'm going to bring in my insides. And I'm not going to decorate too much. I'm just going to come in with one of these. And I'm just going to stamp it with the Evening Evergreen. I re-inked this Evening Evergreen, so let me just double check. Yeah, that'll be okay. And then I'm just going to put it up there. And that's basically the inside of the card. Nothing too drastic with it. I just think this is such a beautiful stamp set that it's almost like an understated one anyways. So let's go ahead and put that onto there. Oops. Should have done it while it was a little bit wetter. I just don't like glue onto foil. All right, so there's that. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to, boy, do I have glue on my hands. Now, what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to run this gold twine, this elegant twine, and I think I'll just run it around a couple of times. Or, you know, I could just, I'll see what that looks like. Anyways, I've cut from this stitched rectangles. I have this one, and then I've cut a piece of green, the Evening Evergreen, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to emboss that. And I think the stamp that we're going to use on here is going to be the Grateful for All That You Do. And let's just use our Versamark. Actually, I'm hoping that this is going to be just move that up. So I'm hoping that that's straight. And let's just quickly go do our embossing. Yeah, not too bad. Let's put it there and bring in our heat tool again. Your silicone mat is also good because it protects, like this is a self-healing mat underneath it. And I'm going to go ahead and pop that up. And I kind of turned that over a little too soon, so yeah, it's okay still. It's still pretty hot, so. And then let's just put this on too. This is the stitched rectangle. This evening evergreen in gold is just amazing. So do I want to do it? Yes. I think what I'm going to do is I will wrap it around, but I'm going to do it in such a way that it doesn't really matter how it looks onto the front. I'm just going to use my tear and tape. Called the messy wrap. And this is just going to go in here like that. I'm going to leave that up there. That's going to be all good. Doesn't matter. There we go. And I'm going to pop that up as well. And then just like so. Now, this is going to go onto our evening evergreen card, like so. Now, the deal is, should I pop it up? I think there's, whoops, see, that's why I say you should never ever put like embellishments on a ribbon, because it pops up like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come in with this dimensional, and I'm going to pop it onto that side underneath there. There we go. Yeah, there's, like I say, with cotton paper, the other thing that you can do with it is make that beautiful embellishment. I do a video for it, but there's lots of videos out there that Stampin' Up! Did on the front of their brochure, and it really is a beautiful ribbon. It doesn't matter. I could turn around and do that. So I'm not going to pop that up. I'm actually going to glue that right down. Let's just put that onto there like that. Oh, I'm liking this card. I love this evening evergreen. Evening evergreen, cherry cobbler looks so pretty together. Oh my goodness, it's just amazing. Okay, and then I'm just going to go ahead and put that in on the inside. And then with my seal. Remember with your seal, if you're having problems with your seal, if you've finished it off, if you just roll it, it just starts just like that. Now this piece, excuse me, it was cut 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And then I've left it so that I can write in it or I can do whatever. Now it definitely needs some embellishments on there. So I'm going to come in with my gilded gems. Between these gilded gems and it needs this. I was thinking that I was kind of thinking, oh, maybe what I should do is I should use the brushed gold. No, the brushed gold wouldn't have been good enough with this. Let's put one of these bigger ones. No, the bigger ones are just too big. This one will be okay. And bring in another little one. We'll just put that right on there. There we go. So I hope you like that. Like I say, that's using your cotton paper from the Eden's Garden. Comes in a pack of 10, 5 of the soft succulent and 5 of the evening evergreen. You can do lots of different things with it. But there's one of the things. And like I say, that goes and it's like faux silk. So I hope that you enjoyed that. And if you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to reach out. If you are on my page or on my YouTube, make sure that you share the video. That would be awesome if you would do that. And also, if you live in Canada, you know that I have a Black Friday weekend special for any orders over $60. I am giving a package of rhinestones or pearls away. So, yeah, if you're interested in that, just reach out, or you can do it through an online order. That's great as well. So I hope you enjoyed that. And let's see what we've got. Is there anything else? Okay, Saturday, my sketch challenge is going to be a little bit late. I have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator thing that I'm doing right at 10 o'clock. No, 9 o'clock my time, and I'm not sure exactly how long it's going to go. So I'll give like a 5-minute warning when I'm going to be going live with my sketch challenge. And then, of course, Saturday night is our sip and stamp where you can join us and we just stamp together and we just chit chat and we do whatever. So, like I say, I hope you enjoyed that. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Have a great evening. Bye for now.